Good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to welcome you today. Thank you for joining us for this exciting session. Today, we'll be exploring the fascinating world of machine learning applications in pharmaceutical analytical testing. I'm Dr. S.K. Singh, and I'll be guiding you through this presentation. We'll cover how machine learning is transforming pharmaceutical analysis, improving accuracy, efficiency, and innovation. So, let's dive in and discover the potential of these cutting-edge technologies together. Let's start by understanding what machine learning, or ML, actually is. It's a subset of artificial intelligence that allows computer systems to analyze large amounts of data, find patterns, and make predictions, all without needing to be explicitly programmed for each task. This makes ML incredibly powerful for handling complex data sets and uncovering insights that might be difficult to see otherwise. In the context of pharmaceutical analytical testing, ML is becoming more and more valuable. It helps us streamline workflows, interpret data more effectively, automate the analysis of trends over time, and ultimately support better decision-making. Importantly, it does all of this while ensuring we stay compliant with good manufacturing practices, or GMP, and maintain data integrity. Now, why is this so important? Well, first, ML improves both the efficiency and accuracy of our analyses. That means faster results with less room for error. It also enhances our ability to predict outcomes and spot trends early, which is crucial for maintaining quality. Additionally, ML reduces the manual effort involved in reviewing data, freeing up resources for other critical tasks. Most importantly, by leveraging these advanced technologies, we can make more informed, data-driven decisions. This not only boosts our overall quality systems, but also strengthens our compliance efforts. All of these points tie back to our goal, ensuring that our pharmaceutical testing is reliable, efficient, and compliant with the highest standards. Let's take a closer look at the regulatory expectations that guide our work in this field. First, when it comes to validated computerized systems, it's essential that these systems are thoroughly tested and validated to ensure they perform reliably and accurately. Data integrity and traceability are also critical. We need to ensure that all data is accurate, complete, and can be traced back to its origin, which helps maintain trust and accountability. Risk-based system management is another key point. It means we focus our efforts on the areas that pose the greatest risk to quality and compliance, making our processes more efficient. Human oversight of AI and machine learning outputs is vital too. While these technologies are powerful, human judgment remains essential to interpret results and make informed decisions. Secure electronic records and audit trails are non-negotiable. They provide a transparent record of all actions and changes, supporting compliance and accountability. Now, relating these points to the key regulatory references, such as the U.S. FDA's 21 CFR Part 11, which sets the standards for electronic records and signatures, or the EU GMP Annex 11 and Chapter 4, which focus on computerized systems and data integrity. Other important guidelines include ICH Q2, R2 for analytical validation, ICH Q9 for quality risk management, and ICH Q10, which covers the pharmaceutical quality system. Additionally, WHO GMP guidelines, GAMP5 guidance, and PIC-S data integrity guidance all reinforce these principles. Overall, these regulatory expectations are designed to ensure that our systems are reliable, data is trustworthy, and ultimately, patient safety and product quality are maintained. Let's start with the objective of this presentation, which is to generate reliable and reproducible analytical insights from laboratory data. This means we want our findings to be consistent and trustworthy, so they can truly inform decision-making. Moving on to the key components, first, we need training datasets. These are the data samples we use to teach our models. Then, we have algorithms or models themselves, which are the mathematical methods that learn from the data. Validation datasets follow. They help us test and fine-tune our models to ensure they perform well on new, unseen data. Finally, the goal is to produce predictive outputs. These are the insights or forecasts our models generate based on the data they've learned from. Now, what exactly is machine learning? In simple terms, it's a data-driven computational approach. It involves algorithms that learn from historical data to make predictions, identify trends, or even automate complex analytical tasks. It's a powerful way to turn raw data into actionable insights. Let's talk about the basics of machine learning. There are 3 common types you'll encounter. First, supervised learning, where models are trained on labeled data, meaning we already know the outcomes we're aiming to predict. Second, unsupervised learning, which deals with unlabeled data. Here, the goal is to find hidden patterns or groupings. And finally, reinforcement learning, where models learn by trial and error, receiving feedback in the form of rewards or penalties to improve their performance over time. Connecting all these points back to our overall theme, understanding these core components and types of machine learning helps us build better laboratory data analysis tools that are accurate, reliable, and ultimately insightful. In this slide, I want to highlight some of the key benefits of applying machine learning in pharmaceutical analytical testing. First, we see that it enables faster data analysis, which helps us make decisions more quickly and efficiently. It also improves pattern recognition, allowing us to identify trends and anomalies that might be missed with manual methods. This leads to reduced human variability, meaning our results become more consistent and reliable. Additionally, ML enhances our overall understanding of processes, giving us deeper insights into complex data. Now, looking at the specific applications, machine learning is being utilized across various areas in pharmaceutical testing. For example, it helps with chromatographic peak integration, making the process more accurate and less subjective. Spectral interpretation is another area where ML can decipher complex spectral data, improving our analysis. It also plays a role in impurity trend prediction, helping us monitor and control quality over time. Dissolution profile analysis benefits from ML by providing more precise and predictive insights. Stability data trending allows us to better understand how products behave over time, and OOS or OOT prediction helps us identify out-of-specification or out-of-trend results before they become bigger issues. Method optimization is another crucial area, where ML assists in refining testing procedures, and instrument performance monitoring ensures our equipment stays at peak performance. Overall, these applications demonstrate how machine learning can significantly enhance efficiency, accuracy, and reliability across the entire analytical testing process, supporting our goal of delivering high-quality pharmaceuticals. Now, let's explore some of the key applications of spectroscopy. Raman and NIR spectral analysis are powerful tools used to identify and verify compounds quickly and accurately. These techniques are essential for confirming raw materials, ensuring that the substances meet quality standards right from the start. Moving on, process analytical technology, or PAT, plays a significant role in real-time monitoring and process control. By integrating machine learning into chromatography and spectroscopy, we can enhance data analysis capabilities, making our interpretations more precise and efficient. Advanced analytical data interpretation is also crucial. It includes automated peak identification, which helps us find relevant signals in complex spectra without manual effort. Baseline correction is another important step, ensuring our data is clean and reliable for analysis. Retention time prediction allows us to anticipate how compounds will behave during separation processes, improving method development. Lastly, peak purity assessment helps us determine whether a single peak is truly pure or if it contains multiple components, which is vital for quality assurance. All these applications come together to support more intelligent, efficient, and reliable analytical workflows, aligning perfectly with our overall goal of advancing pharmaceutical and chemical analysis. Now, let's look at some of the key business benefits we can achieve with these advanced analytics. First, reduced downtime is a major advantage because it means less interruptions in production, leading to higher overall efficiency. Early risk detection is also critical, as it allows us to identify potential issues before they become serious problems, saving time and resources. Improving laboratory efficiency is another benefit. By streamlining processes and reducing manual efforts, we can get faster, more accurate results. Better product lifecycle management ties into this by helping us optimize each stage of a product's life, from development to end of life, ensuring maximum value. Moving into predictive analytics and trend analysis, these tools help us anticipate future issues or trends based on historical data. For example, machine learning-based predictive applications are at the core of this. They enable us to predict out-of-specification or out-of-trend scenarios, OOS or OOT, so we can intervene proactively. We can also forecast instrument failures before they happen, reducing unexpected downtimes. Shelf life stability predictions help us understand how long a product remains effective, which is vital for compliance and customer satisfaction. Additionally, analyzing process variability allows us to control and improve manufacturing consistency. Finally, monitoring CAPA, or corrective and preventive actions, trends enables us to track and improve our quality management over time. Altogether, these benefits tie back to our goal of making our operations smarter, more efficient, and more reliable through these innovative analytics approaches. Maintaining reliable analytical data is a critical focus when it comes to regulatory compliance. We need to ensure that the outputs generated by machine learning models are both reliable and transparent. This means that the data and the decisions made by AI systems should be trustworthy and easy to understand. Now, there are specific risks related to data integrity in ML that we should be aware of. Inaccurate training data can lead to flawed results, so quality control at the data collection stage is essential. Uncontrolled model modifications pose another risk, as changes to the model without proper oversight can compromise its reliability. Similarly, a weak audit trail review makes it difficult to trace how decisions are made or to identify issues, which is problematic from a compliance perspective. And finally, lacking traceability of AI decisions can hinder accountability and transparency. This is where the ALCOA Plus principles come into play. These principles guide us in maintaining data integrity. First, data should be attributable, meaning we can trace it back to its source. It should also be legible, so it's clear and understandable. Contemporaneous data is recorded at the time of an event, ensuring accuracy. Original data is the first record, not a copy. It must be accurate, reflecting the true situation. Complete data includes all necessary information, and consistent data maintains the same standards over time. Enduring data remains available long-term, and available data can be accessed when needed. Connecting all these points to our overall theme, it's clear that maintaining reliable analytical data isn't just about compliance. It's about building trust in our ML systems and ensuring the integrity of the decisions we make based on these models. Now, let's talk about the validation of machine learning systems. When it comes to computer system validation, or CSV requirements, there are several key components we need to focus on. First is the User Requirement Specification, or URS, which clearly defines what the system is supposed to do from the user's perspective. Then, a comprehensive risk assessment helps us identify potential issues early on and prioritize validation efforts accordingly. Next, we move into AI and ML model verification, ensuring that the models work as intended. Accuracy and reproducibility testing are crucial here. They confirm that the system produces correct results consistently. Challenge testing and stress testing push the system to its limits, helping us understand how it performs under extreme conditions. Finally, ongoing performance monitoring and revalidation are necessary to maintain trust in the system over time. Now, let's highlight the key validation focus areas. Explainability of outputs is vital. Users need to understand how the system arrives at its decisions. Data quality and integrity are equally important, as the system's performance depends heavily on the data it learns from. And of course, maintaining consistent analytical performance ensures reliability across different scenarios and over time. From a regulatory perspective, the expectation is clear. ML systems must perform as intended, reliably delivering accurate and consistent results. This is essential to ensure safety, effectiveness, and compliance in our regulated environments. As we integrate ML into our processes, these validation principles help us uphold quality and trust throughout the life cycle of these systems. Let's talk about audit trails and electronic records. These are crucial for ensuring traceability and compliance controls within our systems. Essentially, an audit trail captures the history of data creation and any modifications made over time. This means we can track who did what, when, and how, which is vital for accountability and regulatory purposes. We also keep track of user activities and approvals, so every action taken by a user is documented. When it comes to machine learning-generated predictions and outputs, it's important to record these as well, ensuring transparency in how decisions are made. Manual overrides and interventions are another key aspect. Anytime someone steps in to change or override a system's output, that action must be logged. Time and date stamps are embedded throughout this data, providing a precise timeline of all activities. This detailed record-keeping supports compliance and helps us meet regulatory requirements. Speaking of regulations, compliance with standards like 21 CFR Part 11 and Annex 11 is non-negotiable. These regulations specify how electronic records and audit trails should be maintained to ensure data integrity and security. Regular periodic reviews of the audit trails are essential to verify that everything remains compliant and that no suspicious or unauthorized activities have occurred. It's also critical that our electronic systems are secure and validated. This means they undergo rigorous testing and validation processes to ensure they function correctly and protect the integrity of the data at all times. By adhering to these principles, we not only meet regulatory expectations, but also foster trust in our systems and data management processes. Now, let's talk about some of the key risks and challenges we face when adopting machine learning. First, there's the issue of compliance and operational challenges. Implementing ML systems can be complex, and ensuring they meet regulatory standards is critical. One of the more well-known challenges is what we call the black box problem. Many AI decision-making processes are not transparent, making it difficult to understand how a specific outcome was reached. This lack of explainability can be a significant hurdle, especially in regulated environments where accountability is essential. Bias in training datasets is another major concern. If the data used to train our models is biased, it can lead to unfair or inaccurate results, which could compromise both safety and effectiveness. Over-reliance on automation is also risky. While automation can boost efficiency, we must be cautious not to become overly dependent on it, especially without proper oversight. Cybersecurity risks are increasingly prominent as well. As we integrate more ML systems, they become potential targets for malicious attacks that could compromise sensitive information or disrupt operations. Furthermore, continuous model learning adds layers of complexity. Models that adapt and learn over time need to be carefully monitored to prevent drift or unintended behaviors. From a regulatory standpoint, a key concern is ensuring these ML systems do not compromise product quality or patient safety. Our goal must always be to develop solutions that are both innovative and safe. To achieve this, our objective should be to maintain strict scientific control and ensure full regulatory compliance throughout the deployment process. Balancing innovation with safety and regulation is fundamental to successful ML adoption in our field. Now, let's talk about the importance of human review. Human oversight is a critical aspect of our process, and it involves several key responsibilities. First, we need to review the outputs generated by machine learning systems to ensure they make sense and align with our expectations. It's also essential to verify critical analytical decisions, because when these decisions impact patient safety or product quality, we can't rely solely on automation. Additionally, investigating any anomalies or discrepancies that arise helps us catch potential issues early and maintain confidence in our data. Monitoring model performance over time is equally important. It ensures that our models continue to operate effectively and accurately as conditions change. Moving on to governance controls, having clear standard operating procedures, or SOPs, for managing ML systems creates a structured approach. Defined roles and responsibilities ensure accountability, so everyone knows their part in maintaining system integrity. Change control procedures are vital. They help us manage updates or modifications systematically, reducing risks. Lastly, periodic reviews and monitoring help us stay on top of system performance and compliance over time. Now, on the regulatory side, it's important to remember that qualified personnel remain accountable for GMP decisions. No matter how advanced our systems are, human oversight and responsibility are fundamental. This aligns with the overall theme of ensuring safety, quality, and compliance through a balanced combination of automation and vigilant human review. Let's take a moment to look at some of the potential consequences if these issues with data integrity and regulatory compliance are not properly addressed. First, we might see data integrity observations, meaning regulators or auditors could identify inconsistencies or inaccuracies in the data, which can undermine confidence in the entire system. This can lead to FDA warning letters, which are formal notices that serious issues have been found and must be corrected. Another consequence is delayed product approvals, because regulatory agencies may hold up the approval process until all concerns are resolved, ultimately impacting time to market and revenue. We also face increased regulatory scrutiny, meaning that oversight becomes more intense, with more frequent inspections and tighter requirements. Now, connecting these points to the overall theme, it's clear that regulatory compliance isn't just about avoiding penalties. It's about ensuring the safety, efficacy, and reliability of our products. Let's also review some common regulatory observations and deficiencies that often trigger these consequences. Frequently observed issues include inadequate validation of machine learning systems, which means the models aren't thoroughly tested or verified before deployment. Poor audit trail review practices are another problem. If logs aren't properly maintained or reviewed, it's difficult to trace actions or identify issues later. Weak access controls pose a risk because they can allow unauthorized personnel to modify or access sensitive data and systems. Incomplete documentation of ML outputs makes it hard to demonstrate proper performance or reproducibility. Additionally, a lack of periodic review and revalidation can result in outdated models continuing to operate without necessary updates, increasing the risk of errors. Finally, insufficient training on AI and ML systems can lead to improper use or misinterpretation of results, which again raises compliance and safety concerns. All of these deficiencies highlight the importance of establishing robust processes and controls to maintain compliance and ensure the integrity of our systems and data. When it comes to strengthening ML-based analytical systems, there are several best practices we should focus on. First, applying risk-based validation approaches helps us prioritize areas that could pose the greatest impact, ensuring we're thorough where it matters most. Using high-quality validated datasets is essential because the accuracy of our models depends heavily on the data they're trained on. Maintaining detailed audit trails is also critical. This way, we can track every step of the process, which is vital for compliance and troubleshooting. Ensuring explainability and transparency of ML outputs is a key point. People need to understand how decisions are made, especially in regulated environments. Regular performance reviews of our models help us catch any issues early and keep our systems reliable over time. Strengthening cybersecurity controls protects our systems from threats, which is more important than ever. Additionally, training personnel on ML concepts and GMP compliance ensures everyone is aligned and capable of managing these complex systems properly. Integrating ML governance into our quality management systems creates a structured framework that supports consistent and compliant practices. Moving into continuous improvement, it's important to monitor for trend deviations and model failures. When issues are identified, implementing CAPA, corrective and preventive actions, is essential to address root causes and prevent recurrence. Lastly, staying informed through regulatory intelligence monitoring ensures our practices remain up to date with evolving standards and expectations. All these elements work together to build resilient, trustworthy ML systems that support our overall quality objectives. As we come to the conclusion, I want to emphasize how machine learning is truly transforming pharmaceutical analytical testing. It's driving automation and enabling predictive analytics, which help us make smarter, faster decisions. Of course, regulatory compliance remains a top priority. This means our ML systems need to be validated, transparent, and secure to meet strict industry standards. Despite the power of AI, data integrity and human oversight are still essential. We can't rely solely on machines. Expert judgment and rigorous data management are critical to ensure accuracy and trustworthiness. Implementing risk-based validation and governance strengthens the reliability of these systems and ensures we stay compliant while pushing innovation forward. Ultimately, effective ML implementation leads to improved analytical efficiency, higher product quality, and overall operational excellence. Benefits that align perfectly with our goal of advancing pharmaceutical development and manufacturing. For further support, please feel free to contact us. We're here to help with any questions or additional information you might need. And with that, I want to sincerely thank you all for your time and attention today. Your engagement really makes a difference, and I hope you found this presentation valuable. Remember, we're just a message or a call away if you need anything moving forward. Thanks again, and have a great day.